All right, lock in. Why does fentanyl feel so good?
Must be amazing. Loads of people give up on everything that makes life good for it. Their loved ones, any other possessions or pursuits, homes, their dignity, and even their lives. But actually, fentanyl is garbage heroin, inferior in every single way but one. It's the perfect drug for dealers.
Fentanyl is worse than heroin. I always thought fentanyl was like the best drug. That's why it was the most addicting. Best meaning most addictive in terms of like who does drugs.
While we hear a lot about how deadly
that's why they lace stuff with fentanyl too.
Fentanyl is, many people...
Well, what is fentanyl or heroin too in the medical form is used in hospitals, right?
But it kills are not even fentanyl addicts. It's truly the dumbest drug to ruin your life for. Let's learn what fentanyl does to you, what it feels like, and why it's so much lamer than...
Okay, I don't know if there's a worse drug to ruin your life over. I think they're all bad to ruin your life over. Fentanyl's definitely, like, I think the most destroying. Also, dude, like, aerosol inhaler canner dudes. The people that, like, huff fucking nitrous oxide and, like, nitrous oxide whippets or, like, air duster. Like, people that inhale air duster and then suffocate.
Heroin. Pain and pleasure. Maybe the two most important forces that
That's galaxy gas. Galaxy gas is nitrous oxide, but air duster isn't.
Guide our survival are pain and pleasure. Pain may be the most visceral physical experience. A claw ripping your flesh, a bone cracking, rejection eating your soul. Pain can be scary and unbearable. It's the strongest signal our bodies have to make us avoid harm. Pleasure is what makes life good because it feels, well, amazing. Eating things that are sweet or high fat, having sex, or opening another booster pack with your friends. Anything that makes you feel pleasure makes you want to do it again. These two opposing forces guide you through life.
I mean, that's the same thing on how you reinforce getting good at sports. That's why people like doing like video games and ranked stuff, because you can recognize that you're getting better and there's a reward. Like the first time, you know the satisfying sound you get from when you like shoot a basketball and it lands in the hoop? Like that. Or like when you kick a soccer ball and it scores, when you bowl and you hear a strike. Like those random things make you addicted to doing those sports.
Hence hunt, the hunter forgets the physical exhaustion and minor injuries. Both are technically not great experiences, but need to be repeated for our survival. And nature invented a powerful mechanism to achieve this. The mighty opioid receptor. It's like a keyhole.
Rework. Men have less pain receptors than women, but a lower pain tolerance. Like physically, men are supposed to feel less pain because you get in fights more. Like you like fuck shit up, you know? You get hurt.
On the neurons that control pain and pleasure. If activated, it reduces pain and how much you care about pain, and it creates pleasure.
Mayor of Yaptown, you guys are mean. Do you know that? Like, you know, you're not going to be able to rage bait me right now. I'm in a state of zen, okay? But let me tell you, you're being mean. Can you focus on the video, please? Thank you.
And good feelings.
You're a yapper.
The details are complex and not relevant for this story.
Oh, yeah?
What you need to know is that any molecule that can fit into an opioid receptor like a key...
Oh, hold up. I think I need to hear that again. Oh, let me slow it down.
...is called an opioid. Opioids are extremely powerful, so when your body uses...
Chat, shut the fuck up! I'm learning!
...opioids like endorphins, when you laugh, it releases only a tiny amount exactly where they're needed. So the effects are mild and localized. Your sprained ankle feels better, a painful memory subsides, you get a boost of happiness meeting an old friend. And now we're getting to drugs. Humans found opioids in nature like morphine and were quite taken by them. They got refined into a whole family of drugs used in hospitals and to relieve patients that are in immense pain. Codeine, OxyContin, Vicodin, and of course, heroin, and the worst of all, fentanyl. Before we can explain why fentanyl is the most garbage drug, we need to...
Dude, I love learning about this stuff.
...do something fun. Let's inject some heroin together.
Oh, yeah.
Ready? The supernova of pleasure. Heroin rushes through your entire body and flips every
I genuinely imagine this is probably what the experience is like to a drug addict.
over of pleasure. Heroin rushes through your entire body and flips every opioid receptor it finds. A rapid cascade of things happens everywhere all at once. A symphony of intense sensations.
Wait, so this is how people in hospitals feel, or they're just putting lesser amounts? Because I know it's hard for people to get off painkillers because you get addicted to them. But, like...
Every cell regulating pleasure is now high. Without
I feel like everybody would leave the hospital just addicted to drugs.
control, floodgates of happy hormones open and fill you up top to bottom with pure bliss. A cup of coffee, a nectar of joy. This song you like, a celestial symphony. A cuddle, pure love from the center of the universe. Wherever you felt pain before, from wounds or aching joints or menstrual cramps or...
Oh my God, wait. No, but see, what's the difference between this? Like, opioids in general, they're binding to those receptors and filling you with, like, serotonin and those things. But doesn't it deplete it when it's done? I think it slows something down, though, too.
loneliness or self-loathing, it's gone now. You are simply unable to feel pain or care about it anymore. Like dimming the lights in a cozy room, your brain's alert system is put to sleep and you feel at ease, warm and serene. Any stress melts away and dissolves into a dreamlike haze. You're no longer worried or tense about anything. This peace even spreads to your essential organs, slowing your breath, soothing and slowing your intestines. Your chest rises and falls like the gentle waves of a quiet shore. You're sailing a sea of calm and happiness that feels perfect and eternal. The full load of a strong opioid like heroin for the very first time is one of the most amazing feelings humans can experience. For a few hours, you're in heaven. And this is exactly the problem. Your brain is...
Yeah, because then doesn't it bring, like, your average levels so much higher? Yapping incoming. Bro, shut the fuck up.
...is not equipped to handle anything like it.
Not even euphoric.
You feel too good. But nothing lasts forever, and now you're in trouble. You just experienced the best feeling you ever felt. Your brain's reward center is completely fried and can't comprehend what happened. If what you did felt this good, it has to be amazing for your survival, and you should do it again. Except you can never ever feel this good again. This will be your peak life moment forever. You may...
Wow, really? Every heroin addict's best feeling is the first time they use. I have a friend that is a, I don't give a fuck if I'm saying I have a friend again. I know. I have a million friends for everything. I have a friend that is an EMT firefighter. I've talked about him before. He says that when he brings people off of ODing, that they get fucking mad at him. Not because they were actually trying to commit suicide, but because people that are ODing in that mindset are having a great time. Like, up until that point, and then they're literally brought back to dead sobriety for a moment, and they get fucking pissed. And he's like, dude, I just saved your life. And they get fucking mad at him. And I would just be so annoyed at that person. I'd be like, bro, like, I'm trying to help you. Like, your job is literally to be, like, a fucking hero. Like, you're saving people. And the guy's like, fuck you, dude. Like, okay. Like, what was he just not, so you're just gonna let you die?
Forever chase this feeling you had this very first time. And now you're back in the regular world, with your insecurities, where your knee hurts, regular tasting coffee, and having to work hard for happy hormones. Comparison is the thief of joy, and now you have your life to compare to a supernova of bliss. The indescribable feeling comes with a damage to your sense of life and self that may be irreparable. And this is not even the worst. Opioids are incredibly addictive, and the addiction among the worst you can have. The supernova of pain. Once you've taken opioids a few times, your brain has had enough. The cells controlling pain and pleasure are constantly high and drowsy, so it boosts them and makes them hyperactive. This happens very fast, sometimes after a few days of use. You've developed an opioid tolerance, toning down all the nice effects you're doing the drugs to achieve. To feel like before, you'll need way higher doses. Now, you're at a crossroads. Quit and have your system go back to normal fairly quickly, or keep going and take more. You take the wrong turn. Over the next few weeks, your brain keeps pushing back and you keep taking more. The effects are not quite what they were, but still mildly nice. Until one day, you can't get opioids and realize your body is now your enemy. Your systems are so hyperactive that they make you feel the opposite of what the drug was doing. Welcome to withdrawal. It all starts with a creeping unease. Instead of being euphoric and happy...
Oh my God, and then you're literally painful, so you feel like you have to use the drug to fucking save yourself.
Nothing feels good anymore. Your coffee is tasteless. Your favorite song, lame.
But they still even have to know in that mindset, like, oh, this is killing me. Like, the reason I feel this way is because I've been on the drugs.
Your loved ones distant. A storm of negative emotions shatters your sea of calm. Serenity is replaced by anxiety and angst, like something terrible is imminent. Your worries, insecurities, and all the fears you suppressed aren't just back, but amplified into an existential crisis. You're so restless you can't sit still. Your heart is beating too fast. You shiver, sweat, hyperventilate. Your pain circuits are now oversensitive, so your bones and muscles ache and hurt for no reason. Old wounds, physical and mental, torture you.
Wow.
You have belly cramps and diarrhea and have to vomit. You're too agitated to rest. A war inside your body that you can't escape.
And how long does that last? I'm assuming it's different for each drug, but...
And of course, there's the craving, screaming for you to make it stop. Your mind and body beg for a hit. You can be in this state for up to 2 weeks, or make it stop right away.
2 weeks?
Okay, so why not just take heroin forever and feel amazing always? The fun thing is that it doesn't work this way. You get tolerant to the night.
This video's a downer? I think it's fucking interesting. I don't think it's a downer. I'm not, like, watching this sad. It's like, I'm learning.
Effects like euphoria faster than to the bad ones, like dangerously slow breathing. So it turns from touching the love center of the universe to mostly drowsy numbness and relief from withdrawal. Now you don't take opiates to get to heaven, but to avoid hell. You're in a prison of your mind and body, unable to connect with all the things that could actually make you feel good. Opioid addiction is brutal and extremely hard to escape. It should be pretty clear that you need to be extremely careful with any opioids, and if you have the chance to do it for fun, just don't. There's a very...
Bro, but I don't know, man. Like, the crowd you gotta be hanging around to... I've never seen a motherfucker with heroin. Like, well, you know what I mean? Like, like, the most I've ever seen, even at a club, is like cocaine, maybe MDMA, ecstasy, mushrooms. I've seen acid. Like I've seen people take it. But, like, I've never been, like, around a motherfucker doing heroin. Like, casually.
Very real risk that your life might just be over.
At a frat? I don't think you're getting a guy doing fucking heroin just at a frat party. I've been to frat parties. Like, they'll be on, like, you know, pills, but it's usually, like, party drugs.
And that you'll go through hell. Now that we've seen the heaven and hell of heroin, we can get to fentanyl, the garbage drug. Fentanyl is really garbage heroin. Everything we just described is true in different intensities for most opioids. They can be great, all of them can be hell. Heroin is just sort of the strongest, except it isn't. Fentanyl is around 50 times more potent than heroin.
What?
But that doesn't mean 50 times more amazing, quite the opposite. Fentanyl is extremely good at crossing the blood-brain barrier, the firewall that protects your brain from harmful substances. It enters your brain so easily that you get from 0 to extremely high almost instantly. But just as fast as it enters, it leaves again.
Wait, so if you're on heroin, it's a slow build, and you're high for a long time. Fentanyl, it's like up, down. And then they're immediately like, I gotta do it again.
A heroin high can last 6 hours.
You almost fell? Yeah, I almost fell. No, the seat thing, like the armrest was this way when I was playing switch bowling, and it wasn't where I thought it was. I almost fell. Yeah.
From fentanyl can fade
Yeah, this motherfucker.
in minutes.
You're high. I know I'm high. I didn't almost fall over. What the fuck do you think this is?
Fentanyl doesn't feel as good as heroin. Instead of a supernova of bliss, you mostly get the black hole of nodding away. But it comes with all the withdrawal symptoms. As a bonus, because fentanyl acts so quickly on your brain, it fries your reward center even more, making it even more addictive than heroin. And since you only need so little of it, it's super easy to overdose and die by accident. It's the deadliest illegal drug in US history by far.
Oh my
Between
God. Is this per year? 70,000 people, over 70,000 people in the US every year are dying of fentanyl.
Between 2013 and 2023, it killed about 400,000 Americans.
Oh my God.
Fentanyl really is garbage heroin. Too dangerous, too intense, too addictive, too little fun. But then why are so many people taking it? Well, actually, nobody wants to. Fentanyl is not for users, it's for dealers. The house always wins. Fentanyl is a drug dealer's dream. One truckload could supply the entire US for 1 year. It's cheap to
Oh, because it's so small.
make and easy to smuggle. Heroin needs plants and fields and way more space. So garbage fentanyl just took over the heroin supply. It might have seemed great for heroin addicts at first, and then its trap snapped close. While some people may seek out fentanyl specifically, several studies have found that most opioid users try to avoid it. Even worse, a lot of people who die from fentanyl don't take it willingly. Dealers want
Yeah, it's getting laced. They think they're getting heroin. They think they're getting something else.
people to come back for their product. And by adding a tiny trace of fentanyl to any drug, they can make it more addictive.
Nah, bro, you are a fucking asshole if you do that. Like, you're a horrible person. Like, if you fucking, being a drug dealer is one thing where it's like, hey, if you sell weed, I'm not really gonna like tweak about that. You know, you sell weed, even if you were like, yeah, I sell fucking cocaine, I'd be like, okay, I don't think you should, you know? But if they were like, yeah, I sell cocaine and I'm lacing it so they come back to me, and I might have put too much, he might overdose. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, now you're actually just openly saying, yeah, I'm murdering people for money. Like, they're making money off of it. They don't care. Yeah, but I mean, like, wouldn't you want your customers to, like, return? Like, that, like, it's business shit, but it's like, oh, my God.
Even if people don't realize they took an opioid, they'll feel its effects. So dealers started to mix all kinds of drugs with fentanyl, turning
Yeah, there's a few cases of people putting fentanyl in weed, which I think is fucking wild.
the entire US drug market into a minefield where any trip can be your last. Because way too often, they put a bit too much in their mixes. In 2022, the combination with pills, often counterfeit oxycodone and benzodiazepines, accounted for about 20% of all fentanyl deaths. In 2023, the US authorities seized 115 million pills with fentanyl. 70%.
Do you think they feel bad? Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, if you imagine you were a dealer and you're like hitting the block every day, you know, or wherever you're fucking selling, or whoever you're selling to. And then, like, you're selling a shitload to this one person, like, more and more over and over again. You could tell they're fucking, like, homeless. They have no money. They're itching. And then they just stop contacting you one day. And then you're like, oh, they're dead. Like, fuck.
Percent contained a lethal dose.
Like, it just becomes normal.
About half of fentanyl overdoses came where you expected the least, from stimulants like cocaine and meth. A lot of people may have taken these mixes on purpose, but many others just wanted to party and weren't ready for an opioid surprise. This is especially dangerous because if you've never tried opioids, you can overdose very easily. No matter how alluring they are, using opioids, even in safe settings, is playing with fire on the best of days. Fentanyl is a garbage drug that turns this fire into a raging furnace, increasing the risk of death massively. There's really only one conclusion to draw here. If you have the choice, don't step into the supernova of pleasure, because the danger of it turning into a supernova of pain is just too high.
I mean, it's not even too high. It's guaranteed.
Getting
like, if you do it again.
to the root of an issue requires
That's an ad. Okay, well, that was a fucking fun video. I gotta pass for it. Hold up.